Look, Kimfana Kukuleti, thank you very much for that support. These days, you rapper Pretoria 012.
Yes.
And
yes.
yeah, I was Pitur. What's what Savaya? It's a blind, so
yeah.
But now, before we get into your rapping Pretoria, what's your connection with Siyabuso in Mpumalanga?
That's where I was born. That's the foundation of who Felo Le Tee is.
Yeah.
So I was born in Mpumalanga in Siyabuso. Started my DJing career that side. Got my inspirations while I was that side. I used to listen to a lot of Oskido, Church Groove. I used to listen to, as I said, Bot Clock.
Yeah.
Before Black Coffee came in harder.
Yeah.
So most of my inspiration came from that and Bacardi.
Okay.
Bo Pojomojo, Java.
Yeah.
I used to listen to a lot of those as well back at home. So that's where the music started. My uncle used to like DJ.
Okay.
He had a PC, Automix,
virtual DJ and all that, yeah.
So before virtually there was Automix, and he used to have it on his PC. Also, he used to sell like CDs as well.
Okay.
So people would come to him for he had exclusive songs all the time. That guy, Nana the exclusive one way. When Church Groove came out, he was the first in the hood to have it all the time. So I used to hear all these new songs from him. So every time when I listened to I loved commercial music like Scoop, your Bacardi and all that.
Yeah.
She'd go no, I'm man, stuff.
Yeah.
Until he would let me listen to your Oskido and your Clan, Bo, Vinny, when they were doing compilations.
How old are you at that time?
How old was I? I was very young, eh? I was really, really young. I think because I started this whole music thing when I was 14. So it was around 15.
Yeah.
15, 16 around.
Do you know why I'm asking how old you were, right?
Yeah.
You're also a big fan of Dragon Ball Z. So I'm trying to find out, what time do you watch them and what time do you do the music thing?
I used to try and make time, but at that time I wasn't fully invested. I think at that time Yabo Christos and Church Groove One and everything, I wasn't really invested in cartoons at that moment. I think I started later on when I was approaching your high school, grade 8, going upwards, you know what I mean? And then I started being fully a fan to such. Yeah.
Who's your favorite on TBZ?
It's Goku. It has to be Goku. I mean,
why does it have to be Goku?
I mean, Goku, although I know it's cliche to just like Goku because it's Goku, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I like the fact that he always comes, he always believes that everything is going to be okay and everything becomes okay.
Yeah.
Even if he's not the one who's saving the day, but he knows it's every time when he used to maybe descend into heaven, to the next world, he used to tell people that you got this.
Yeah.
I'm with you in spirit. And he would reach out in spirit and show them that I'm with you, fight, and defeat whoever you're fighting with at that moment. So that's the energy I love regarding him. I don't like the whole typical story behind it that he's gonna end up saving the day all the time.
I mean,
Yeah. But I like just the energy and the message he gives the people that are on earth when he's there or not.
Yeah.
It's it shows that he's saving the world. And for me, I don't want people to feel like I'm saving the world, but I'm just doing things right now.
Yeah.
And those things are beyond my control. It's not me that's doing the music now, it's God. Whatever's happening now, it's not me, it's God.
Yeah.
It's him saying that, okay, maybe there's a few people Felo can heal through the music through, you know what I mean, to just give them more power. So that's how I view it in my perspective.
One thing I'll tell you about this guy, the way he does things, right? He's not trying to save the world, but there's a couple of people. I mean, I remember what's his name? DJ Speedster the other day got a lot of flack on social media for tweeting that the piano guys all play the same songs, right? You were one of the people who asked him, Urukandu Giga guy, right? Because clearly he hasn't heard what you have in that Android folder. Mararatata what I folder. When they talk about weapons, secret weapons, is that Android folder of yours. But we'll come to that, right?
Okay, no problem.
So all of this happened in Siyabusa, Malome, giving you all the exclusives. You grow up. You finish high school, and Legza says, from DJ Vitronic, let's get into Felo. The song comes out, inspires you to change your name again. You're now Felo Le Tee because you're using Makoko's name, right?
Yes.
And then you go study at Damelin.
Yeah.
Where was that?
I know you guys have the files. Yes. Yo. I know, no.
We work here,
Yeah,
man.
I know. You guys spot.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, sorry, what's the question again?
Yeah,
About Damelin?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ikogai, and then what year was it when you went to Damelin to now study the sound thing?
I think I started my education in Damelin in 2013, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Or it was 2013. That's the time when I came to Pretoria.
Sure.
And I just told myself that I want to stay this side forever, you know. I went to Damelin, studied sound tech as well. Initially, I wanted to study music.
Okay.
Excuse me. So I was a very stubborn kid, you know. Musically, I always believed in music throughout. So I wanted to do music theory. I just was ignorant with the information on what I needed to, like, the requirements and all that.
Yeah.
And I found out late that actually I could have qualified at like TUT or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went to Damelin, studied sound tech. Within that sound technology, there were a couple of things. You know, there was music business. There was audio production, sound engineering. You know, and certain things. So I just continued studying it because my mom was like, I paid. Just continue.
I mean, you have to,
Yeah, and then I remember at some point I was like, Mom, I actually want to drop out because I feel like you're wasting your money, because what they're teaching me there is something that I know, but it's not something that I really want to, like, invest my whole energy and my life in, because that's like an outside, it's more technical.
Sure.
Not that I don't like it, I love it as well. I used to, like, connect speakers at, like, these pubs. I used to, like, run clubs, you know?
Yeah.
I used to manage a club as well. So I used to make sure that the sound sounds okay. So I knew everything regarding sound.
For sure, yeah.
I just didn't want to study what I know. I wanted to study, like, music theory, but I guess, like, I was too late and I was a bit ignorant on what's needed at that time for me to actually qualify to a certain education for that specific course. Yeah.
We're trying to build a foundation, getting to know Felo Le Tee. He's got a big song right now out with the other guy. We'll talk about him a bit later on. But for now, we're still trying to get to know him. Sere traveled from Siabusa. We are now in 012 Pirara, where he represents at the moment. So now, obviously, Damelin, you're saying, okay, you felt I know all of this. When did you start producing and making music? Because around the same time, 2013, that's when I'd say your name started getting out there.
Yes. Started producing music way before, when I was still back at home in Siabusa. Fato, he's like my mentor.
Sure.
You know, he made sure that I know everything regarding the production, you know. So I used to go to him. He used to be, like, he still is one of, like, the most respected guitarists and producers in our hood as well, and in the country right now, because he plays for Questa.
Sure.
So I used to go to him and go like, I want to do this, you know. And then he would go like, oh, you want to do this? Okay, here's the zip file. Go back home. Let's see what you have and come back. Then I would call him like, no, this thing is difficult. How do you? And then I would go back to him. So he made sure that I know how to produce throughout. And I think that time was around, because I know I started producing after I started my DJing career. So it was around maybe before I came to Pretoria, man. When I was 16. 15, 16.
So what year did you come to Pretoria? Do you remember that year?
I came in Pretoria 2013.
The same year?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's the same year, because when I came to Pretoria, I was a bit older.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was a bit, I finished my matric a bit old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unlike finishing it when I was like, 17 or, 18. I think I was like a bit older at the time when I got to Pretoria. So I started music at a very young age.
Yeah.
I just can't recall the years properly, but I can recall the ages, because that's how I've been carrying it throughout. So I started DJing when I was 14, and then a year or 2 years after I started production.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what year you remember? 2013.
2013, yeah.
There's a song called Excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about that song.
Yo, man, it's crazy. So, do you want to know how it got to him? Or
Let's start with the making of the song and what your plan was with Excitement.
Yeah.
And how it eventually traveled
Yeah.
all the way to KZN.
So what had happened? So yeah, I was applying for Damlin.
Yeah.
So I was my mom, and then I didn't have my PC had crashed.
Sure.
Like, cause they were old.
Yeah.
And then I kept on trying to go to a friend of mine back at home. His name is Zombo. I used to go to his place to make music to just teach myself even further.
Sure.
Because he had the PC
Yeah.
at that time. So I never had like the fortune to own one,
Okay.
you know, at that time. But my mom kept on trying to like make plans, you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So there's a time when we were registering for Damlin. So we applied for a scholarship, I think, or
okay.
an ABSA student loan or something like that. So when I applied, they approved, and they gave me a laptop. So when they gave us a laptop, it was a Mac, luckily.
Yeah.
And I was so happy because Macs don't like really like, you know, give you problems that
Sure.
much.
Yeah.
So I started the production and everything. And at that time, it was around Bople Kofi and Bokulu that were running the game
Yeah.
fully.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where most of my inspiration came from.
Yeah.
And then when I did Excitement, I was like, you know what? I want to do a demo tape. So there's a demo tape called Homeland that I did. It had like 8 tracks or 10 tracks.
Okay.
And Excitement was part of it. And I used to travel from home.
Yeah.
This was before I stayed fully in Pretoria.
Yeah.
I used to travel from home because when I traveled to Damlin, when I was schooling,
Yeah.
at first I used to use the bus. So I used to wake up early in the morning, about 4
Sure.
a.m., travel to Pretoria for school for Damlin, then travel back,
Yeah.
couple 5 in the evening.
Yeah.
And it was hectic.
Yeah, I know, it sounds
Traffic,
hectic, eh?
the line at the bus and everything, the bus
Yeah.
would get stuck. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So there was a time where I was like, let me actually go back to Pretoria, you know? And I did a bunch of CDs, like a bunch, gang CDs.
Yeah.
And I think I took about 30 or 40 CDs with me and a bag.
Okay.
So I took a bag and the CDs, and I was like, yo, I didn't tell my parents where I was like, no, I'm going to Pretoria, but I'm coming back.
Yeah.
They allowed me to do whatever at that time, you know,
Sure.
because I'd grown up a bit. They didn't know that I didn't have transport to go there. Because
Oh.
I went on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And on a Saturday, there's only one bus. The last bus, when you go there, there's no other bus to come back.
Oh, okay. So get one way.
Yeah,
okay.
get one way. So if you like a bus here one, if you want to come back, no chance to come a bit earlier, like about 10 or 9 o'clock,
Yeah.
in the morning.
Sure.
So you needed to, if I wanted to come back home, I needed to leave Siabusa at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Get to Pretoria probably like in the afternoon, do my things, then catch the last bus. The last bus, which is, I think it was 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's the last bus that goes back to
that way.
Siabusa.
Sure.
So by the time the last bus goes back, I was going to Pretoria. And that was the last bus to go to Pretoria.
Yes.
And I couldn't go in the afternoon because what I wanted to do, my mission was to give out CDs inside the club
And that happens at night.
at night.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, let me just take the risk. So I went to Pretoria, got to Pretoria, to a club in Pretoria, met up with a guy called Tasty. And I was like, yo, bro, it was at night. I was like, bro, I just want to give out these CDs, please. Like, I know you guys don't know me like that, but I just want to give them out to people.
Sure.
Please, you know what I mean? Like, no, it's cool. And then I asked the club owner, I was like, can I please just hand them out? That's all I'm asking for. They allowed me. I handed them out, gave it to people. Even before I went to the club, I just gave it to like random
people that you're walking past, yeah?
And then the club closes. And it rains. It rains so hard. Not even a bit.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something that's really weird. Like, I actually just noticed this now. A lot of the times when I took risks that are similar to this, because it's not only that one, there's still like gang risks that I took that are similar to this. Although on all those days it rained.
Yeah. Is it blessings?
I don't know.
Because it
That's what
could
I'm
be.
saying.
I
I'm
mean,
thinking about it now.
you know, now our parents believe rain brings
Blessings,
right?
yeah.
So it could be that.
So I got there, it rained, I had no place to sleep.
Yeah.
I didn't know anyone in Pretoria, no one knew me, you know.
Yeah.
The people that I knew, they were not like close to me like that.
For
you know,
sure,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
sure, how's it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all. But it rained so hard, they're like, yo, you can't stay here in the club, we're closing.
Yeah.
I had to leave. And then I had to walk, it was raining, it's dark. I had to walk towards Maravastad. And this place, the club was in Bosman.
Yeah.
So I walked from Maravastad, from the club in Bosman, walked a bit, and then I got to Maravastad. When I got to Maravastad, I saw a bunch of homeless people sleeping.
For sure.
Yeah, next to like this other road that takes you deeper inside Marabi.
Yeah.
And then I was like, there is no ways I'm gonna go anywhere. There is nothing I can
There's
do.
nothing
Let me
you can
just sleep here
Yeah.
and just wait for the rain to cool down and wait for the morning.
Sure.
Then probably I'll catch. But now the crazy part is that the following day to go back home, the only bus that was available was from 12
Oh.
in the afternoon.
And I knew at that time.
And that time, ke tshwere zaga ya ho boela.
Only.
Yeah, ya bus, e lekana bus. So I slept there. When I slept there, I woke up. Oh, before I woke up, they woke me up like some guys. They're like, yo, and wow, Robert Motelemo, you're too cute to be sleeping here. I'm like, Kubuska Ntsela for call. They were trying to like, I don't know if they were trying to like rob me or something, because they kept on like, you know what I mean? I'm like, no, please cancel for I just came here to like, then they walked away. And then they were like, but don't do that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it's fine, they let me be. Woke up the following day. So when I woke up, now I can't, now I'm chilling here and people are passing, you know what I mean? Like the sun is about to come through. I had to walk from Marabi to Prinsloo. Those that know Pretoria, they will tell you.
It's a long distance.
It's like from here, it's like, it's like maybe if you're walking, it's like maybe a 30-minute walk.
Oh, okay.
So I walked from Maravastad to Prinsloo,
Yeah.
got the taxi,
Sure.
because I was trying to get home. I'm tired, I'm cold, I'm wet, you know what I mean, from the rain. When I get to the taxi, they're like, yeah, you have to wait for the taxi to get full. So I sleep inside the taxis. When I woke up, it was about 12:30, I think.
Yeah.
And the taxi is still empty.
Yo.
I had to walk back to Maravastad.
To now catch that bus that you left. Yeah.
Then when I walked back to Maravastad, I was like, nah, I can't wait for the taxi. I just want to go home. Walked back to Maravastad. And then I got the bus, got inside the bus, went back home.
Yeah.
And then kept on pushing, then Tira called. It's like, yo, I had this other song on your project. I want it for Sindo.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it, because for me it was like, man, the song is not that hyper, you know what I mean?
Sure.
For me it wasn't that big.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah, I want the song and I'm gonna come to, where are you? I'm like, that's when, I think when Tira called me, I was in Pretoria, because I remember that he came to like the Gau train station. That's where he stopped.
Yeah.
The one in Bosman. That's where he stopped. Then that's where I met up with him. I think I was going to take, I don't remember what I was going to do, but he had drive and then he had to drive back to Joburg.
Yeah.
Because he said the following day he has to go back to Durban. But yeah, in a nutshell, that's how the song got to him. I guess God just pushed it to him. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, but I've been doing, trust me, I've been doing that a couple of times. It just became like,
That song, by the way, is called Excitement. It was on DJ Sindo's project that dropped back in 2013, right? That's how we first get to know of his name. And then, of course, in the same year, what dropped Just Living, that EP.
Yes.
So now, after the Tira call, first of all, what do you tell Machens? Pela, you know, it's not just anybody who's calling you.
Yeah, when Tira call, I was like, I didn't like really make it like a big thing.
Yeah.
But
Did
I
you know him?
I didn't know him personally, no.
Yeah. I mean, do you know who he was? Like.
Oh, yes. I did. I knew who he was. I respect you a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I just told, like, guys at the college that, yo, Tira took my song. Fez at that time, Fezile is still, like, a big fan. As he used to help me as well, you know. Another best friend of mine. So he was like, yo, that's crazy. Let's do this. Let's push this song. Let's push your name even further. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, knowing Tira is a big deal. So when we did We Just Living, it was me and Cubs Essential. We were in the same college. So we were trying this movement just to push and see, you know what I mean? And try to hustle if we'll get noticed at some point.
Yeah.
So we did that, and yeah, it came out. But it has like a deep story as well.
I was about
Like,
to say, I mean, how did all of that happen? You're dropping this EP. What happened there?
so I just wanted to have like a project out,
Yeah.
you know? I wasn't really planning to like make it a big thing or anything like that. I just wanted people to have more of my music
Yeah.
and just see if it'll like put me in a certain, you know, position where I want to be in life.
Sure.
So when I went to college, Cubs Essential was also studying sound. Fezile was studying sound, so it was the three of us. And just used to push, and we did the music. We're like, no, man, let's just do this. Let's combine it, everything, and then I'll just drop a project. I'll drop it there for free. Because I had like my small Nyana fans there and there, you know what I mean? So I knew that there were people who work on, even if it wasn't like more than 150 people, but I knew that eventually it might, you know.
Yeah, because that's what I was going already. Once the Tira thing happens, because in your head you're thinking, "Hi man, I'm about to make it, or I've made it," because your name is now
going out
there,
there,
right?
yeah.
The EP drops obviously now, and as much as you're trying to get more of your music out
Yeah,
there, right?
yeah.
You said this EP has a deep story behind it.
Yes, so after doing the EP,
Yeah,
I did the same thing I did at home.
yeah,
Did a bunch of CDs,
yeah,
gang of them. Track, I think it had about 8 songs as well.
yeah.
And then I was like, no man, I need to be in there because one thing I really appreciate about the legends that I've met, that I've always like, yo, please give me a chance, please give me a chance.
Yeah.
Them not giving me a chance at that moment built character
Sure.
for me to just, yo, come on, push. We can't just pick you up and put you up there, you know?
Yeah.
Keep on pushing. So I was like, no, after the whole excitement song and, you know, there was Bidnyana hype,
Yeah.
you know, that, oh, Felo, you know what I mean? But it
Yeah.
wasn't major.
Sure.
I never took it into head. You know, I never took that, I even know Tira now. I never took
That's
that
why I'm
to
shocked, my man. That's a first, eh?
head. I've never took it into head. And after that, we just living and everything. And I did a bunch of CDs.
Mhm.
I was like, yo, let me just take a risk.
Yeah.
I went to Joburg.
Sure.
I went to Joburg. Bear in mind, I don't know Joburg. The only place I knew in Joburg was the taxi rank,
Yeah.
small street.
Yeah.
Not like, I didn't know small street like that, but
No
I
way,
just
but
knew
you
that.
knew where- yeah.
And then I knew only Auckland Park.
Sure.
So I was like, you know what? Let me do I did a bunch of CDs, went to this taxi rank.
Yeah.
I went to the taxi drivers. I was like, Grootman, ngicela ubambe kanje. Grootman, ngiyacela ubambe kanje. Yabona?
Sure.
And I was scared because now, you know, there's a stigma that Joburg is
Yeah.
not safe and everything. So
Especially that area you
yeah, I was in. So I had left everything. I was wearing these baggy ass jeans and a t-shirt, so I can
Playing
look
it
like
safe,
so
yeah.
I can look like I long
I got
instruments
an
and
ex, yeah.
you know. Left my smartphone. I had a tiddy,
For
you know what I
sure,
mean?
yeah.
For anyone who tries to call. Actually, did I have? Yeah, I think so. I don't remember. But yeah, either I had the small phone or I left. But I know I left my camera phone
Sure.
because I was really scared.
Yeah.
So I kept on giving out at the taxi rank, and I was like, I'm actually limited.
Yeah.
I walked through small street, gave out there and there, and then I walked to Auckland Park
From the
from the
rank.
taxi rank.
Yeah, okay.
I walked it through. I saw like sides of that side that I didn't know. There's a side like I don't want to sound a bit.
I just say it, man.
No
Don't
offense
worry.
at
Don't
all.
worry,
like
just
zero.
say it. Yeah, don't
There
worry.
was like there's a specific area that's that was for like maybe your colored people and all that.
Sure.
Then there is a specific area where there were like maybe like homeless people. So I used to pass all those places. You know what I mean? Whereas you know that the taxi rank has a lot of Nguni people. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I experienced different cultures throughout me walking.
Yeah.
You know, and I used to like give out CDs there and there. Then I got to Auckland Park, and then I gave out CDs as well by the stations that side. You know what I mean? To people that are outside.
Sure.
I wasn't allowed to go inside, which made sense. It wasn't a big deal. Then I gave them out, and I went back to the taxi rank, and I went back to Pretoria, and yeah, that's how I pushed that one,
Yeah.
the CD.
These days they call him Mr. Pempe. Started off as DJ Vitronic, but now ke Felo Le Tee, right? He's got a big song out. 66 is a major song. I want to tell him Pempe, mara.
So yo.
Hey, I want about Vitronic when they make it. All right, and then just to fast forward a bit, just about 5 years later, after 2013, after the Just Leaving EP, you also dropped another project. Well, two. I know there was Elijah and the DJ's Bible.
Yes.
Which one came out first?
Elijah came out first.
Yeah.
Elijah came.
Why did you take so long? Because I'm thinking to build up on that momentum. I mean, here's Just Leaving coming out 2013.
Yes.
Next project,
that
5
had,
years later.
Yeah, I remember Just Living had like, the one that really popped from that project was Sugarlappy.
Okay.
Sugar, yeah. So that's the one that actually popped.
Yeah.
But the reason why I also like took time is because pushing is exhausting, bro. You know what I mean? Especially when you're dealing with rejection.
Yeah.
I used to deal with a lot of rejection, you know, from people that I look up to people, you know, to like friends, close friends within the industry space that I'm in, you know, the DJs that I knew, you know what I mean? So for me, it was really like heartbreaking because I used to keep on trying and keep on being pulled back from DJ competitions to production competitions. I was on a TV production competition for music. I didn't win. You know, such things just kept on, like when I was trying something, just kept on pulling me back. Try something, you know, kept on pushing me. So at some point I was tired. My soul was tired and I just needed to like sit down and cry it out and breathe, wake up tomorrow, feel it again, you know what I mean? So during those moments I was also trying to find a sound, trying to find my sound and trying to balance, trying to reach out that, yo, I'm here, and you know what I mean? And you just end up with more rejection. So that's why I named it Elijah. Like, that's why those two projects involve God. Because that's like me saying, that's all I had. Throughout, you know what I mean? I named it Elijah because I was like, I read something regarding Elijah at that time. I can't recall now. But I read something that was very personal about Elijah because Elijah is in the Bible. So I was like, I'm going to name it Elijah. You know what I mean? And then the DJ's Bible. I didn't have to include Bible. But Bible is like a spiritual connection. You know what I mean? Bible has guidance. It has direction. Every time when you read the Bible, it has direction. It tells you what's right, what's wrong. It shows you the way. So I was like, this can be the DJ's Bible. Like DJs can, when they need something and and when they want to like heal the people, they can refer to the DJ's Bible. That's why I'm like, that's why I keep on saying everywhere, throughout, I'm like, whatever I'm doing is not me. It's through God. You understand? I'm probably here as someone who's sent to just help for that for that few, you know what I mean? Because that's what I believe personally. You know what I mean? Even now at 66, like it has so much power. It's beyond me. If I'm being genuine, it has big power. It makes everyone happy. Dog, that can't be a human being. It's a greater, higher power. You get me? So everything that I do, I just involve God somehow, some way. That's why I had Elijah and I named it Elijah, and then it had Deja Vu. The song from Elijah, Deja Vu was the biggest song because Black Coffee, he heard the song, Kent heard the song, then they started playing it, then I started getting recognition fully. You know what I mean? And then I did the DJ's Bible just to follow up on that pattern because I saw, okay, the song that was popping on Elijah is this type of sound, which was Afro-tech. It's like, let me just make an Afro-tech project for DJs. And that one was like, Elijah was like a peaceful people to experience who I am. That's why from the first track, there is Storms Are Over. That's the first track. And that's my grandmother there that's talking. I was on a phone call with my grandmother on the first track. And there's a conversation we're having there. And she keeps on telling me that like it's gonna be okay.
For sure.
You get me?
Yeah.
And it was difficult, dog.
Yeah.
Back then. So it has her, it has my best friend from varsity, Fez.
Yeah.
You know, and it was a very personal project for me, you know,
Yeah.
because I was dealing with a lot
Sure.
at that time.
I'm not breaking out on Chaka, don't worry. You know, sometimes we think our superheroes, the guys that make us dance at night, have it all easy. You know, I mean, you start seeing Felo, maybe let's say you known of his name last year, and you're thinking, Mara, obvious, he's got Kabza in his corner, so things have been smooth for him. The reason, I even told him before he even started recording that I've known him since back then with that Excitement song with Sindo, but that's the only song I knew from him, and I didn't really pay much attention to it. So when he blew up now, I'm like, no, man, I know this song. So that's why when he was coming through, I made it a point that we take the story from where it all started in Siabuswa, bring it this way, where he now finds himself working with the big hitters in the piano industry. And as you can see, a lot of the struggles that he's faced, walking from Auckland Park to North Taxi Rank and back, a snip up in place. Here you are, you're trying to make it work, and yeah, didn't really work out that much. I mean, Black Coffee hit the song, Kent hit the song, but it took him a while before you and I could actually know him and the music that he makes, right? One thing for sure, Felo Le Tee proud of Jack.
Thank
I
you.
can tell you that for free, you know, because as you speak about the Bible, you take me back to that picture of Felo Le Tee sitting there on the couch, you know,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
can understand, or as much as Makoko was sneaking you out, he had a lot of belief in you. It's
Yes,
like,
yes,
"Ke ngwana
yes,
ngwanaka,
yes.
I know
Yeah.
what he's trying to achieve.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it could be
yeah.
hard, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, sleeping at Maraba Start, how many guys would know that that's where you slept? Because these
Yeah.
days, guys just want to get Fruity Loops today and be big tomorrow.
And yeah, I
You know,
feel, yeah.
takes a lot.
Takes a lot, yeah, it really does.
You know?
Yeah. So, it's all that, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it's never been easy.
Sure.
Yeah, it's never been easy. But yeah, in a nutshell, I've always tried to like involve God into whatever I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And involve people that are very close to me. That's why Elijah had a piece of my grandmother, a piece of my best friend, which is Fez. You know what I mean? And then a couple of songs there.
Yeah.
And then the DJ's Bible. You know, it's unfortunate they didn't blow up, but
Sure.
I think God's timing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.